Hey, you guys. Hi. How is everyone? I hope we're doing okay. This is an honor to be in my abstract art stream. Okay? My style of art is I start with just one paintbrush, and everything after that is just with the earth and the items the earth have given me to make the abstract art. Today we will be doing a kiwi in honor of Miss Kiwi Kadota herself. One sub or bit, I don't really care. I think we're gonna go a little more extract here. But one, we'll just switch the paintbrush we're using. Okay. Remember, this is an honor to be at my stream. Alright. Kiwi paid a lot of money for me to be here. Now, we start with the paintbrush. I heard she likes green, so maybe we'll go for like a very colorful kiwi with a base of green. So, my name is Sunflower, not Turkish Delight. Okay. Can you hear me when I talk over here? We're gonna go for a little circle for the kiwi. I'm not rude, I'm artistic. Okay? I'm gonna go for a nice circle. Now, as you see at the bottom, we're gonna go in this order for switching things around, okay? We start with the paintbrush until you say otherwise. And then we go to sponge. And then bread. Fish. Eyeball. Number one grandpa. Barbie. Wheat bleh. My favorite. Toilet scraper. And then grandma's paddle. These are all things I found in a thrift store because I like to stay with the earth and recycle and upcycle items that have been discarded by previous owners in their chakra, okay? We're gonna go for the head of the kiwi bird. This is very good, very nice. This will be raffled at the end of the stream. Just so you know, this is honor. I'm gonna keep going with the green. I heard kiwis have very long beaks, so let's just make a very long beak here. I feel like we need to go for some brown. I don't know how to make brown. I just let the colors guide me, so bear with me. I feel like black would be a brown. Maybe some yellow would be a brown. I hear you. I see you. You have been acknowledged. Thank you, D-Math, for the gifted sub. The two broke. We're using paint. This is very expensive paint. You may have never heard of it before, but it's called acrylic. Alright, it's French. Listen, acrylic only comes once a season, okay? Acrylic only comes once a season when the blood moon collides with the Leo Scorpion rising harvest. Acrylic can come from these flowers called plot. Alright? And you harvest those, and it's a 3-month process of only foot stomping to get the acrylic ready. Now, we have the sponge. Good, this is where we bring the texture in. Do not disturb while I work. Sometimes you need to go out of the circle to make the circle whole. This brown feels angry and I don't want it anymore. I want some bright colors. I'm gonna go for this yellow. My sponge isn't fitting, but that's okay. Not all of us fit in, and that's what makes us one of a human being. That's a flower, if you couldn't tell. It's a little hard to get up. That's sometimes what the gentlemen say. Out here in France, we use sponges as our drying pans instead of sponges, because a sponge doesn't absorb anything. Thank you for the bits. I'm feeling inspired, so I'm gonna switch to bread because we need a little bit more organicness to this painting. So I'm gonna put the sponge down. This is a very expensive piece of bread. Thank you, Planger Flavor, for the bits. This is very expensive. Hello. Hello, Raiders. This is no longer kiwi, this is sunshine.
Hey, damn it!
If you eat your art, you truly become one. Welcome in. This is our 1-year anniversary for Kiwi. Kiwi Kodota, I don't know her. She just hired me to paint this painting with anything but paintbrushes. So right now we're painting with bread. You know, with bread. This is very expensive. This is non-organic. I don't know what this is. Sea shanties are literally so 1400s and outdated within the art cycle. I don't know why she would ever have this on her stream, but I'm feeling red for this piece of bread to cover the blood of those that made this bread. The very dark bread market. It's a tough word out there with the bread market, so this blood is to commemorate all those that lost their lives making this one piece of bread. Kirby 904, thank you so much for the sub. Let me get this bread off and I'll switch. I will switch the bread. Also, thank you, Panda Guy, for the bits as well. Thank you. We're gonna get the red down. It's surrounding the aura of the bird. Because this is a death bird. Okay. It's not a good kiwi. This is a death bird.
Hey, I know. I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan.
Chicken craft dinner. Thank you for the 100 bits. We also use bread as drying pans in the world of France because bread is one with nature and so is water, so they mix well together. Let me just one more little piece of bread. Okay. We're gonna move on to the fish. This fish, obviously, is not a normal fish. This fish has been through a lot of abuse. Someone threw a bell in this fish's mouth. And for those that are right here for animal abuse, this fish is here and will have a new life with me as my painting toy. And I couldn't get the bell out of its mouth. That would cost a lot of money. It would cost $3 whole, and I couldn't afford that because I'm a starving artist. Because if I had money, I wouldn't be an artist. I've been feeling a little bit of blue to go with the fish's aura. It is one with the rivers, and so am I. We're gonna start giving the kiwi some fur. This is very good for fur texture strokes with the blue. Because if the kiwi never received the water, it would not live and exist, so its blue is within the furs. This is my natural voice. What are you talking about? It is me, Sunkern. I love this. How did you know I wanted to use this fish? Can you hear it? Can you hear the suffering that is caused? Every stroke, fun fact, every stroke does cause this fish a little bit of pain. But what is art without pain? Nothing. Nothing. I feel a lot of pain and empathy with this picture. I feel so much pain and empathy. I'm now gonna switch to white for the fish's new beginning and use its tail. And what we're gonna do here is the highlights on the fish. We're gonna start with the highlights. The sun will be coming from this way. I know the sun is over here, but it's actually its light's coming from this way. So the sun will be... Wait, I hear dogs barking. I don't know what they could possibly be barking at. I have shunned them from this room because they're impureness really brought down my vibes, and I didn't want them to ruin my painting. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay. What is life without mistakes? Chicken parm. Chicken parm craft dinner, thank you for the 45 bits. I'm going to switch. This fish has been given some water, W. Thank you so much for subscribing. George W. Bush, it is an honor, Mr. President, to have you in this stream.
It suffered enough.
The fish is fine. I have rescued it. I don't know what a 69 is. It's just, all it to me is a Zen number, and that gives me a lot of anxiety. Why is it a full circle? Why does it connect? Who are we in this life? Up next, we have the eyeball. The eyeball has made its presence. So for us, why we are using this extracted eyeball is that we want this picture to be seen. We want this picture to be one. We want it to be all seeing within life. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm feeling a little inspired by the palette, so we're gonna use the green, the red, and the white on the eyeball. And what we're gonna do is give a gentle legs. It doesn't spread evenly. But same. That's what she said. I'm using red for the legs because kiwis are flightless birds and can only use their legs. And the amount of blood and trauma that God has given them to be aviation without flight is too much to bear for my soul. Why would God do this to the kiwis? So we use red for their legs so we can understand the pain of always walking and never flying. We will also use red for the wings. We're gonna use this part of the eyeball. We're gonna use red for the wings it was given, but not graced with flight. Because once again, the flight of these birds has been too much of a toll to bear. I love the texture of the scraping of this painting. I'm gonna need more paint soon. But don't we all? My name is not Sunflower, Sunshine, or Sunkern. It's Sunshine Aura. Get it right.
I like turtles.
Who likes turtles? I'm sorry, has this been Blay? Blay, has this been a turtle stream? No, this has been a kiwi stream. How dare you bring that energy into this? We are literally creating a painting to honor the kiwis of the flightless birds, and you give me turtles in this stream? Why? Why would you do that? Do you not see the pain and suffering this kiwi has endured? It is bleeding, Blay. The kiwi is bleeding. I don't want to use the eyeball anymore. I found him in a thrift store. Someone abandoned their grandfather. I never knew my grandfather well. I figured he would be my grandfather now. He's very shiny. And shine brings brightness into my life because my name is Sunlight. We're gonna use the grandfather to outline the kiwi. Because all of our grandfathers are the outline of our life. We would be not here without our grandfathers, for they give us the seed of life. So we shall outline the kiwi with the number one grandfather. That makes a lot of sense. It's a little hard to outline with my grandfather. My grandfather was always a hard man. He was stern and tough. And that's why I am the beautiful soul that I am today. I didn't know him, but I figured that was how he would have been for me. My grandmother did tell me, though, that my grandfather was always a hard man. That's really where I got this information from. I'm sure she meant stubbornness. I will finish with grandfather, and then we will move on to our next art piece. one dot outside of the line because we're all a little kooky here. Up next, after Grandpa, I forgot to cue it up. Grandpa was always a hard man. That's what my grandmother told me. Do not doubt my grandmother. She said he was always hard. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with being stubborn. That's obviously what she meant. Next up, I forgot to put it in here, but we have the number one overall. This is the number one. This is for me, not you, because I am the number one painter in this world. With this number one, it shows even though my grandfather was the number one grandfather in the world, I was better than him because I'm alive and he's dead. Who's living now, grandfather? I outlasted you. I control the line, I control the bloodline, and that's why I am number one. You shall use some blue. You need to be aggressive when you're number one. You need to stomp out all the haters. Because you don't become number one by making friends. You become number one by making enemies. With this energy of being number one, maybe the Kiwis one day will be able to take aviation. There is a drop cloth on the floor. Do I look like an amateur to you? I am from French. Okay? This is not my first rodeo painting. Honestly, I might price this at $3,000 to start. I am from French, why do you doubt me? Let's move on to some white. These holes are very small for this finger. I don't know the term, but I've heard men say that a lot. We're gonna start stroking because this finger really doesn't fit in the hole, so we're gonna start stroking. Okay. This is good. This is very good texture. I literally can't get over this masterpiece that I've made. I think the finger's getting a little used and abused. So I'm gonna put it down and use its stick. Just because it's a thin stick doesn't mean that it'll get the job done. We could try. It's a little needle-like, but you know, it's okay. The stick was born with it. Do you feel the pain and suffering of the kiwi bird? The kiwi bird? We're not body shaming. It's getting the job done, is it not? Why am I so low? Why was I standing like that? I was in a half split for a very long time. I don't know why. I think it's time to give the kiwi an eye. I'm gonna give it a red eye. Because it's angry. I'm using thousands of dots to represent the millions of kiwis that have not been able to take flight. D-Rack, thank you for the sub. I shall switch over to the Barbie. Barbie, come on. Barbie, please, I can't see. Fuck. Barbie, please, thank you. We will now be using the energy of the Barbie. She was beloved by so many, yet I found her abandoned in a thrift store. Look at her hair. Who did this to her? Who did this to her? Her hair will now be my bristles. As she is tangled, so is my heart for the kiwis. This is working really well. Her hair is now one with kiwi fur. Your hair is now one with kiwi fur. I didn't mix any colors. We're only using primary colors, kind of, because this is my primary income painting as a struggling artist. Hello? Oh, yes. Why don't we just blend the colors? Oh, this looks good. I've ruined the outline of the kiwi, but it's okay. Because what's not life with a few mistakes within us? I think I'm a little bit happy with this painting. I can't think of what's left to do. Alright, we're gonna have to figure out how to sign this. Me got on my knees. Like any good artist would. What was my name again? What was my name again? Sunflower, Aura, Sunseed, Sunoco, Sunlight, Suncurrent, Sunshine, Sunshine, Aura, and Sunoco. This isn't going very well. It's not legible, but neither am I, to be honest. Thank you for coming to my abstract painting stream. It wasn't a pleasure for me, but I hope you had fun. To be honest, I'm not really sure how I felt about the lack of Kiwi knowledge in this chat. But I'll summon Miss Kiwi Kubota to come here and sign this, I guess, for taking... I mean, I don't know why she would sign this when it's my work and my credit. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll allow it, I guess.